It's Nick with OTR Views, man. We got DJ FallyFal in the building. How you doing today?
I am blessed and highly favored.
That's what we love to hear. That's what we love to hear. So tell us a little bit about you. I know you're from New Orleans and you relocated out here. Tell us a little bit about you.
So, yeah, born and raised in New Orleans, relocated after Katrina. I did go back to finish college and then I came back. Okay. I haven't always been a DJ. I've always been amazed by DJs. Okay. But one year I was just like, I was having some issues because I had a internet radio show, and I kept losing my DJs. And I was like, I'm gonna be a DJ. And then I had a car accident. It wasn't too serious, so I only got like $4,000 back. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with this money? And so I was like, I just kept praying on it and like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And that's what it came back, because I had already been saying, you know, I want to learn how to DJ. So I went and bought all my stuff and I called up my DJ friends. They gave me some music. They helped me learn what the buttons was. And then I just started going. And actually, this month will make it 3 years that I've been doing.
Wow, 3 years. Congratulations.
So I'm really excited about that.
Okay. So what made you come to Atlanta?
Well, I mean, so my mom's twin already lived here when Katrina hit.
Okay.
And but I had already planned on coming out here for college.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be here. So, but once I got here, I was like, I don't want to go to college here. I want to go. I just wanted to go to college away from my family.
Right.
But I ended up going back home to New Orleans to finish college at Dillard University.
Okay.
So, I mean, Atlanta is where it's at too. It was my whole motivation during school was like, I'm moving back to Atlanta. Period. Because I did do 1 year here after college, but it was like I wasn't really focused because there was so much to do. Like I wanted to model, I wanted to go shopping, I wanted to do everything but go to class. So I was about to drop out and go to hair school, and my grandma was like, you can't do that. So I thought about it. I was like, all right, I'm going to go back home, finish school, and then I'm moving back, period. And that's what I did.
Okay.
So, but I do go home very often to, like, eat.
To eat, right?
And to see my mama, because she does.
Okay, all right. So, what was your first gig? Do you remember your first gig?
I do remember my first gig.
Okay, tell us about it.
So the week before my first gig, or maybe it was like a month, I don't know, I was at Mother's on Edgewood, and it's now, Mother's is closed down now. It's now Esco Seafood, 2 Chainz spot. Okay. So when it was Mother's, I was there to see one of my DJ friends and DJ Verse, and I'm always networking. So the guy who was putting on the event was DJ Deliver. And I ended up talking to him about, you know, I'm about to start DJing. He was like, well, I have this all-female show that I do, and it's coming up. And I was like, oh, my goodness. He was like, I'm going to put you on the fly. I was like, all right. So I was like, boom, I got to get myself together, you know. I'm like, what am I going to do for my first gig? Like, what music am I going to play? Like, I was so nervous. And then the people that was on there was like DJ Reese Cubs, DJ Tony, and I was just like, oh my God, these people are gonna laugh at me. But I'm a person that just like goes for it regardless, because it's like either it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. Either it's gonna be yes or it's gonna be no, you know. So I remember I had a bunch of my friends come with me, because you know you need your support system. So I go, and it was amazing.
Wow.
So Mother's was my very first gig, like, and it was so much fun. They had my picture up in the bag. I still have pictures from it, and I did it again. He put me on there twice. So I was really, really excited about that, about how I was received, and I saw everybody dancing. It just made me feel good. So
yeah, because that's what I was going to say. When you first played like your music, like, was you kind of like trying to see how people were responding to it? Or were you kind of nervous about how people were going to respond to whatever you played?
I was, because I know how I am when I go out, and if the DJ trash, I'm just like, And so I just always keep that in my mind. Like, it's all about crowd control. And if the crowd not feeling it, what is your purpose?
Right, right,
So
right.
it's just like, what are you doing here?
Right.
So to see everybody like moving and grooving, and then to get the affirmation from people like you're doing great throughout the whole thing. And then I also played some bounce music because that's what we listen to in New Orleans. So I put all of that in my set, and because I don't want to be like the regular like club DJ. I don't even really DJ at clubs. I do them here and there, but I want to be able to curate the vibe for myself. So like I listen to all kind of music. I listen to electric dance music. I listen to anything that's a bop in my head. I'm gonna listen to it. On my free time, I don't even listen to rap music. So half the time, I don't even know what's being played. So it's like, if it doesn't sound good to me, I'm not gonna listen to it. And a lot of this new music don't sound good to me.
So what is it about the new music that you don't like? Is it just
it all sounds the same.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's basically what the issue is. It all sounds the same. But what I'm really into is the female MCs. Like, they have so many out there with some really good music. Like, I put them into my sets all the time. Like, there's Bia. There's this new girl from New York, Lady London. She is fire. I don't know why everybody be hating on Saweetie, but I love her. Like, I don't care how many songs she sampled, it's still her own words. Like, leave that girl alone because she winning. Period. Mulatto is definitely a fave. The girl Amaretta, who feels some type of way because she wasn't on Lil Baby remix for On Me. She's not one of my faves. I think it's her voice I don't like, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm trying to get into it to be like, okay, yeah, I fuck with her.
She got some dope wordplay.
She does. It's just the voice. I don't know about the voice. I gotta be able to hear,
Right.
And then there's a bunch of other people that I play in my sets that I just really fuck with. So
okay. So what's the end goal as far as DJing for you? Like, did you want to become an artist DJ, or did you want to just strictly DJ for yourself regardless and just move around?
Well, there's no end goal really. It's always a progression. It's always something. It's always a next level. Like, it's always something else. So yes, I would love to be an artist DJ. One of my biggest goals is to be at music festivals, whether it's an EDM music festival, because I really want to produce too. Like, that's one of my other. I have like 3 goals: be an artist DJ, music festivals, and produce. So I want to produce, and I want it to be like an EDM trap bounce situation. So yeah, that's what I want to do.
How you go balance that? That's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be something that you've never heard. So it's just like, yes. Because I remember a long time ago I was in Aroma. It was like this small club out here, and they got shut. It was my favorite place to go. I would go there every night. And every night it would be lit. Okay, like that was literally my favorite place. Me and my friends would go there every night. Me and 2 of my friends would be up in that bitch. Like, One night I was high as hell, and they had a DJ. I do not remember the DJ name, but again, I'm always listening to the DJ. Like, I don't care who that. I don't care if it's one other person there with me. If the DJ fire, I'm in there. Period. So we in there, and he was playing EDM and trap together, and I'm like, and nobody else was feeling it like me. I'm like, y'all don't hear this shit? Like that shit. It was so fire, and I'm like, damn, nobody else really like. So I had to go tell them like that shit was hard, and keep doing it, because I don't know what they got going on up in here, but that's why I don't like to DJ at the club, because they don't appreciate it.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be like, and I always want to incorporate where I'm from. So to do EDM trap and bounce, period, it's gonna be lit. I already know.
Okay, so how do you feel as a DJ about artists that come up to you and be like, hey, here's my song, you should play it?
I feel about it just the way I feel about people trying to holler. Like, it takes courage, because when you're putting yourself out there, so you don't know how you're gonna be received, but you have to believe in yourself first to be able to even walk up to somebody and be like, here's what I put together. Can you play it? So I appreciate it, and I listen to everybody's music if they present it properly. If they just trying to like shut it down my throat, like, here, listen to this. Nah, especially if I'm in the middle of DJing, you know, like, cause there's a time when you'll see me like come down, you can be like, hey, I just want to give you my information, blah blah blah. The DM situation on Instagram, don't do it, cause all of us have an email.
Right.
Send it to the email. Right. If that's what you want, cause we all check our emails. Right. We get music all the time. Right. Whether it's from an individual artist, from a pool, a DJ pool, or like, you know, they have people, the record labels put together stuff and they send it out. We listening to music all the time. We want to hear new music, but it's just the way that you present it. But I definitely appreciate anybody who come up to me and want me to hear their music, and I give everybody a chance. But if that shit trash, it's trash.
That's dope. That's what I was gonna say. So like, how do you determine like? So is it like taking a chance as a DJ to like, okay, I'm gonna present this song to the crowd that I'm DJing for, and I haven't listened to it myself first?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, it is taking a big chance, and it has happened. It's just like I just cut that shit off. Like, nah, this ain't it, and it is what it is. But the pay to play situation is definitely a thing. Like, you interrupting my set if you want me to play it. And if you don't know how many BPMs your music is, or if it's going with the vibe that I'm already creating, it's going to be an issue. But it's just like, it's always a risk that you're taking. But if that shit hitting, it's hitting. But if it's whack, and you can tell because everybody just stopped. Like, literally, the energy just stops. And it's like nobody wants to move. Cut that shit off and move on to the next. Like, nah.
That's crazy. Okay, so as a DJ, what has been like the hardest part for you in your journey so far?
Besides being a female DJ, because right now female DJs are sought after.
Why you say that?
Because we different. Like, female DJs are very different from male DJs. We listen to music differently. We feel it differently. Like, we give it to you differently. Right. And for me, I like to play almost the whole song. Because sometimes the best part is at the end. Right. Whereas every time I've gone to the club and the DJ played Pussy Talk, they cut off Doja Cat part. That's the best part of the song. And it's like, what are you doing? like we get, and it happens so often to a lot of songs, and it's like you getting ready to really like get into it and they switch. Yeah. I hate that.
That's happened to me before.
Right. It happens all the time, and it's always men DJs that do that, or like female DJs who only DJ at the club. Because people's attention spans are short, but at the same time, people like to feel the music. And if you keep cutting the song off, it's whack. Nobody gonna ever feel it. It's just gonna be like, and then they gonna get into it because they fuck with that song too. Well, what was the question? What was my one of my biggest challenges? Yeah. So placements, really, like trying to get into where I want to be. Cause I mean, people call me the DJ all the time. So where I really want to be is like corporate events, festivals, like stuff like that. So I do get a lot of calls for like private parties and stuff like that, but it's being seen. So like I have a friend, and he does like big corporate stuff. Like he does TikTok, like he has a ambassadorship with Jameson. Like I want to do stuff like that to where I could DJ in those type of environments, because the vibe is totally different, and the music is appreciated, and that's what I want to do. So that's my biggest challenge. So I'm thinking maybe I should like be a part of some type of agency or something like that. Definitely. But nobody has. I don't know like where to seek that. So it's kind of like being a model. Right. But they have so many modeling agencies that you could be like, hey, I want to go here. They don't really have that for DJs.
They got it. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, they got it for sure. Okay, so and my next question to you was, did you kind of have a fear, like, okay, being from New Orleans, that you weren't gonna be able to get in tune with people from Atlanta and DJ here, or what?
No, because I had already lived here for a while before I started DJing.
Okay.
So, but I do know, because I get, my close friends ask me this all the time, why don't you play more bounce music?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, people don't appreciate it.
Right.
And it's like, they want to hear it, but you can't give them too much. You can only play like 1 or 2 songs. Whereas in New Orleans, you gonna get about 30 minutes of some bounce music.
Wow.
And it's gonna be lit.
Right.
Everybody gonna be dancing.
Right.
Here, nah. And then it's a certain type of bounce music you gotta play for them too out here. Cause you know how we put the beat over the like R&B song, or we'll mix the beat with some type of song. So I play those songs, like songs that they already know with the beat. Because if I play some real bounce music, they're gonna get lost. And it's not gonna resonate with them.
Right.
I know this because I've tried it. I even did a party that was promoted as a bounce music party.
Wow.
And in the middle of that party, the promoter came to me and was like, yeah, you could play some regular rap music, blah blah blah. And I'm like,
what are you,
is this not a bounce party? Like, what's up? And it was here in Atlanta.
Wow.
So, but yeah.
Okay, so assuming like you're a DJ, I'm pretty sure you travel around. What would you say, like, which state or city would you say was like your toughest crowd?
I haven't really traveled around as far as DJing, but I have gone to Texas and Florida. So out of those two, I would say Florida. Florida likes their music like Florida. Like, we like fast music in New Orleans, but they literally like every song fast.
Oh wow.
And I've traveled more so just like as a regular person, not as a DJ. And to hear the music from the DJs, the Florida again would be like the place that was like,
yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
DJ here.
Yeah, because it's like, and then the mixture of people that they have there is like, they want the Spanish music. Unless you're at like the club, they want the Spanish music. Like for the places where I would want to DJ, like on South Beach or something like that, or one of those parties. They want the like Spanish music and the other music, but I don't speak Spanish, so
okay.
That would be kind of hard.
All right, and my last question to you is, COVID. Did COVID affect you a lot as a DJ? Because I know a lot of people, a lot of places were shut down, a lot of parties was cut to a minimum.
Yeah, so of course, like I was DJing at Negril Village. It's a very popular Jamaican restaurant downtown, and that was my residency. Okay. I was there every Saturday and Sunday for brunch. Okay. So when it shut down, it shut down. Right. But then they had the virtual things. So if you knew people that had those corporate things, and you was getting those virtual events. Right. So I did a few virtual events, but now I went got me a regular job, because before that all I was doing was DJing. Right. But then I did get a regular job after that. So, but it started picking back up because people was getting into the virtuals. Yeah. So but I wasn't into virtuals for real though, because people was getting on like Twitch and stuff like that. It's very different because you don't have the people. Right. So you don't know what the people are really feeling. You can't see them. You can't get the energy type of deal. Right. So that's really hard to do.
Well, they supposed to respond in the virtual. So like for Twitch or like even Instagram Live, like.
But Instagram Live was the worst. Right. because you don't have the rights to the music, so they would cut you off. Oh. Like they would literally cut you off in the middle of your live. Right. They wouldn't let it go the whole hour, and then you only have an hour, which was not bad to just have the hour, but they would cut you off. Wow. Like. Yeah. It was horrible.
Wow. Okay. So if an artist want to get their music to you, tell them where they can get it. They can send you their music and where they can find you on social media.
Okay, so if you want to send me your music,
and she said don't send no DMs.
Email. DJ FallyFal 24, that's the number, at gmail.com. And you can find me on Instagram and anywhere else as DJ FallyFal.
All right. Thank you for taking the time out with me today. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, we out here.
All right.